It is definitely a relevant subject to talk about because, we mentioned 40 million records at this stage in your career. I think you definitely were hitting 20 million records worldwide and yet parting ways with a manager. And, how is it that you can have 20 million records on the board and not be paid right? It's amazing. I mean, for us, we sit here and we're like, yeah, Blondie, Debbie, Harry, Chris, Stein, superstars. But there's definitely been low points where you've had platinum discs on the wall, yeah, I imagine, and not.
Even funnier was when Heart of Glass was at #1, we were on suspension, which means that we hadn't filled the obligations of our contract. So we had a #1 record, and we were also on suspension. I mean, the whole thing of it was mad. It was really mad.
Well, it goes back to the surf mentality. There used to be the Brill Building. Does anybody know what that was? It was a building in New York where all the old songwriters would collect and write and do their work out of, and it kind of represented the corporate aspect of the music business at the time, with publishing, meaning paper publishing, physical objects and such. And yeah, it was kind of a surf mentality where you were working for the record company rather than with them, certainly.
Yeah. And I mean, it might be an oversimplified question, but if you could impart one bit of knowledge about, what you've learned from the bad bits.
Oh, well, just don't trust anybody. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, you could. That was the big thing was having somebody come along and go, you can trust me, son, and do that thing, and then you're fucked from there on. So.
Well, there is more information now, so that's very good.
Yeah, I mean, at that point you couldn't. The guy we had for a lawyer went on to write textbooks that are used in entertainment law classes, and I don't even think there were entertainment law classes in the 70s. It just didn't exist. So
you can imagine how people like before us really, never saw. I mean, you hear stories like that all the time, right? Artists from the 60s and the 50s that never saw a nickel.